the boy who says later to everything. Leo was an 8-year-old boy who always said, "I'll do it later." When his mom asked him to pack up his toys and books, Leo stretched out on the couch and said, "Later, Mom." When his dad asked him to pick up a present for his friend, Leo yawned and mumbled, "I'll do it later." And when it was time to brush his teeth before bed, Leo thought, "I'll just go to sleep. I'll do it later." The problem? Later never came. Leo always put things off, and soon his later turned into a pile of unfinished tasks. While he thought it was no big deal, things were about to change. That night, something strange happened. As Leo lay in bed thinking about the things he had put off, a soft glow filled the room. A shiny silver wristwatch appeared on his nightstand. On the back of the watch was an engraving, "For the one who wishes to see the future." Without thinking, Leo slipped the watch on his wrist and pressed the button. In an instant, the room around him began to blur, and Leo felt himself being pulled through time. When everything stopped spinning, Leo found himself in a version of his future room, but it wasn't what he expected. Leo froze, staring at the mess in front of him. His room was covered with dirty laundry, scattered toys, and old snacks. He could barely find a path to walk. "What happened?" Leo asked, bewildered. A tired, older version of Leo stepped in, looking disheveled. His teeth were yellow with cavities, and his breath stank. "I'm you," future Leo said, showing his bad teeth. "This is what happens when you keep saying later. I never brushed my teeth, never cleaned up, and now my teeth hurt all the time." Leo winced, "But I thought I could just do it later." "Later never comes," future Leo replied. "I missed the party because I never picked up the present for my friend. And now, I don't even have any friends. I didn't care enough to stay on top of things. Look at this room. I've been looking for the remote for a week, and I still can't find it. It's too late to fix it now." Leo felt a pang of fear. He realized his habit of always saying later could lead him to the same future. Suddenly, the wristwatch beeped, and the room around Leo faded. He found himself in a future where everything was neat and calm. His bed was made, his books neatly stacked, and the floor spotless. "This is the future you could have," said future Leo, now bright and cheerful. When you start forming good habits, everything becomes easier. You feel in control, and your space feels better. You'll feel proud. And the best part? I still have my friends because I took care of them and stayed connected. Leo looked around, amazed. "How did you do it?" Future Leo smiled. "It's simple. I brushed my teeth, made my bed, did my homework on time, and never said later. I handled things today and kept everything organized, including my friendships." Leo noticed how energized future Leo looked. "You don't seem tired like me. How did you avoid feeling sluggish?" Future Leo nodded. "I started moving every day. Exercise became part of my routine, and it helped me feel awake and strong. I didn't just sit around waiting for later. And when you take care of small things as they come up, they never pile up into something too big or overwhelming. It's how I kept everything under control." Future Leo paused for a moment. "But it's not easy at first. Sometimes I didn't want to do things, but remember, the key is starting small. Even if it's just brushing your teeth or making your bed, doing something today makes a huge difference in the long run." Leo nodded. He was starting to understand. He didn't want to end up like that sad, messy version of himself. He had the power to change things, and he knew exactly where to start. But just before he could say anything, the wristwatch beeped again, and the magic started to reverse. Leo found himself back in his own room, standing among his mess. Leo looked around, and for the first time he didn't feel overwhelmed. He realized that things didn't need to be perfect, just manageable. First he made his bed, then he picked up clothes and folded them. His desk still needed work, but he tackled it bit by bit. Each small task helped him feel more in control and confident. Over the next few weeks, Leo kept up with his small tasks. He made his bed every morning, put his things away after using them, and started doing his homework before playing video games. It wasn't always easy, and there were days when he still didn't feel like doing anything. But he remembered what his future self had told him. The more he did, the easier it would get. One day, Leo realized something. His room was clean, his homework was done on time, and he felt more energized. He was happy to see that he was already on his way to becoming that more organized, energetic Leo. How about you? Do you ever find yourself saying later and putting things off? Just like Leo, we all face moments when we're tempted to delay something important. But remember, every small choice you make today shapes the future you want. Later, now, or never, your future is in your hands. The end.